On today's episode, we are sitting down with David Whelan. We're doing a follow-up on our trip to Norway and his incredible contribution to the Norseman, the most difficult triathlon on the planet. Jump in. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Paul Tully with the FYI podcast. I'm sitting here with our return guest, our friend and professional athlete, David Whelan.
Thank you.
David, what's up, man? It's been a while.
Dude, yeah, it's been a long time since Norway.
Yes.
Right? So a lot's been going on. Life has been busy. Everything's been great. Yeah, man, just living this beautiful season of my life right now. Just really, really enjoying it.
Yeah, I've been loving it, man. I've been watching your journey, on socials, and I'm always just rooting for you. I'm a fan, man. It's always inspiring stuff,
Thank you.
Speaking of Norway, let's get into Norway. What an experience, man. That was incredible being there with you and being part of your journey and just watching you grind and do it just was, when I rethink of that race, the Norseman, I'm like, it was so incredibly difficult.
That was the most hellacious race. Like, take the most sadistic, course director, and then have him think about it, and then go to somebody else and say, hey, I'm thinking about this race, and then have him be verified that you should be doing that race, and then put those two people together and just have this sadistic, just crazy, insane plan of a race be able to be created. And that's exactly what Norseman was. Just this soul-sucking, beautiful experience that I fell in love with.
Yeah, dude, it was so wild. I remember we were in the car, riding with you. You're on the bike. And those hills, I still have nightmares. I wasn't even on the bike.
Both.
Those hills were insane.
Yeah.
And they never stopped. It was like, how long are the, and you were just crushing it, man.
I didn't get off the bike once to walk it. I stopped for nutrition, obviously, where you guys helped me out. But yeah, other than that, I told myself in the beginning of the race that I'm not walking any part of the bike, that I'm going to grind and grind and grind and grind. And I had that sticker on the top tube of my bike that said, take the hill. So whenever I felt like I was starting to break, I looked at that sticker and I imagined myself in the movie 300 or something, where they're fighting the Persians and the Persians are pushing up against them kind of thing. And they're just having to charge on and just take the hill, take the hill, take the hill.
Yeah, I love that. I love that you had that mentality of take the hill. It's just like a soldier all-in mentality. It takes that, right? Take us through a little bit of the mindset of getting really, the Norseman this is the most difficult triathlon on the planet, from what I understand, correct?
It's the hardest organized triathlon in the world.
Yeah, this was unbelievable. So take us through that mindset. When at the moments when were there ever moments where you were just like, there's no way I could push another foot?
Yes.
Yeah.
T2, transition 2, right? When I got there from the bike. So, on the 80th mile of the bike, I stopped being able to take in carbs. I was throwing up. I was urinating on myself. It was almost coming out of everywhere, and it started getting bad quick. And I started understanding that I'm not even completely done with the race yet, or with the bike yet, and I still have a marathon that I got to do. And so at that point, I was just like, all right, keep grinding, keep grinding, keep grinding. And that was at the top of the plateau where all the climbs were done. But I want to say a 30-mile-an-hour headwind that I was going into for about a 10K. And then I hit some solid downhills, and I got into transition 2. I was like, I still have this marathon that I got to do. I don't know how I'm going to do it. You guys tried to feed me that peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I ended up throwing up the peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and it's like, all right, let's just one foot in front of the other. Let's just go. Yeah. But that was the point to where I didn't feel broken, but it's like, this is where the race starts for me.
Yeah.
I just have to push.
Yeah.
But yeah, in terms of the entire race, the swim, dude, I fell in love with the swim.
Swim felt good, huh?
Beautiful,
yeah.
We did those the swim familiarizations. I fell in love with the swim. I verbally said in one of the training swims that the swim wasn't going to be an issue. And that was for me just like really needing to take power away from the swim. There was everybody that was there was talking about how cold the swim was,
Yeah.
right? But one of the things that I try and be really good about is not letting people impose what their belief is onto me. You know, if somebody says that that's hard, well, fantastic, that's hard for you. Doesn't mean that it's going to be hard for everybody.
Right.
You can't put that on me kind of thing. That doesn't have to be my experience.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't let other people's opinions and how they viewed any part of the race be how I viewed the race. So it was really important for me to take power away from that dialogue and feed, I'm going to crush the swim. The swim's not going to be an issue. And I actually had a really great swim, I think, in my opinion. It was somewhere around an hour and a half swim. I think the water was somewhere around like 55 degrees, 55, 57 degrees, somewhere around there. Loved the swim. Transition 1 went well, didn't have any issues, got on the bike, and man, the bike was just a grind from go.
Yeah.
And it was challenging.
Yeah. No, it was intense, man. Now, one thing about that whole experience and journey that I think the most important thing I took from it was the end, was how it ended, right? For you, for all of us, there was this moment when they stopped you. And I knew no doubt you're finishing, and they stopped because of time. I think 10 miles short of the run, right, to finish. So
Right.
you're already like halfway through the run. After these, I think we were out there. We're at like hour 15 or something.
It was
Something incredible. I mean, and I remember thinking, no, like he's got it, but they have this time thing. And I remember right after the guy left, and we're standing there, the team with you, and I'm like, I don't know how he's gonna take this. You did the swim, did this bike, which was grueling. Got halfway through the run, you're still going. They come and they're like, we're cutting the time. It's not gonna make. Take us through what was going through your mind at that moment.
I was not gonna stop. I had to look at myself as an unbreakable force that was being challenged by another unbreakable force. And for me, it's pound the hammer till the stone breaks. And I was not going to break. I was going to keep going. I wasn't going to stop. I didn't know how I was going to do it, but my job wasn't to know how. My job was to not stop, right? And to keep pounding the hammer, to keep charging the hill, and to keep looking at myself as, all right, this is just another obstacle. I've been great. I bat 1,000 at getting through obstacles. I'm just going to keep pushing. So I wasn't going to quit the race. It didn't matter, until they actually told me that I couldn't, kind of thing. But yeah, the race director came and said, hey, you're not keeping pace. Weather's getting bad, so on and so forth. And it was definitely challenging. But I don't view that as a failure by any means. To me, that's been one of my greatest successes. I was able to go into a place and revisit a place that I've been before, with my injury and feeling broken. And I was able to put everything into practice, and I was able to execute it very, very, very well. My mindset was in check. Everything was in check. I was, my inner dialogue was great. Like, I was in a lot of pain, but I was doing my best to smile. I was doing my best to show gratitude. I was doing my best to joke. Even when my leg went completely numb and I got that massager on the side of the road, and like I had skin breakdown behind my knee, I was doing everything I could, every trick and tool and technique that I've developed throughout my journey, and that helps me push forward, and everything worked out fantastic. Like, I do not view that as a failure by any means. If anything, it just makes me want it more.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm going to Patagonia in December.
Do you have any plans to get back and to do it again?
Absolutely. I want Norway. I'm working for it right now. December is points for me to try and help. With everything that I can do to, get back to Norway. So I want Norseman. I think I have what it takes to be able to finish Norseman. I've shown myself that I have the mindset to be able to conquer it. I just have to put a few more pieces together. So absolutely, I want to go back to Norway.
Yes. No, I have no doubt you're going to conquer, man. You were definitely going to finish. That was just a matter of time thing. And
Yeah, those setbacks, man, they could be powerful. It's just it's how are you framing that setback, and that setback could be exactly what you need to launch you so far to where, yeah, I mean, on the second Rocky, he wins the belt,
he wins the belt on
right?
the set.
So
Yeah.
it lit the fire. It gave him what it was that he needed. It wasn't my time. That's great. That's fantastic. But it's definitely lit the fire. So I'm
Let's
getting it.
go.
Yeah.
A person's not defined on an event, but what happens after the event, right? Sometimes. And it's like, what inspired me, why I say that was my one of the most powerful moments of the trip for me was I'm looking at you. And when when you rethink of a memory, it's like slow motion. And I remember seeing you and thinking, this guy has fought against you've overcame every obstacle to get to this moment, to run the most difficult race. With your injury, and you're doing this with one leg, for crying out loud. It was incredibly inspiring to be on your team and to just be there and watch. And I'm over here struggling like to not put McDonald's in my mouth. It just made everything seem so possible. And then when they stopped you, it was first anger of like, to be honest, first it was like, oh, thank goodness, man, because I was like, I was dying myself. I was like, now I don't have to run up Zombie Hill.
Oh God.
But it was like this anger of like, he's so close. And then it was like watching you handle it, take it in, and not feel like a failure.
Yeah.
And literally, I think that what you said was like to us, we had a little team meeting, and you were just like, this didn't, something I'm paraphrasing, but this didn't work out as I planned, but this gives me more reasons to come back stronger. And I'm like, bro, that's like what a champion mindset is. So I just want you to know, man, I think of that stuff all the time. So if you would have finished, right, it's this story of like, yeah, okay, you finish and it's amazing. But it was actually seeing the setback and watching you since then, following your journey, and you completed the European race. You were just down doing another. You're constantly going and tackling more professional races. And I'm like, that's a champion. That's what it's about. Adversity and how you move forward, right? What's Stallone take? Life's about how much you could take and keep moving forward. And you're a true testament, like a real life testament of that. Losing a leg, keep going. That Norseman, the whole experience was that for the whole team, was like seeing that happen to you, and then you keep going and moving forward. So it's really, really inspiring stuff, man.
I appreciate that. Yeah. I think that, one of the things that I've had to learn along my journey is giving myself grace. Right. And some things may not work out exactly how it is that we plan them to work out. But, it's grace for the journey, gratitude for the journey. And just, again, I fell in love with the process of it. And, the pain, the suffering, all of it was such great medicine and such great therapy that I didn't even have like I'm really pissed off about this. I was just like, dude, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. Like, what an incredible, beautiful opportunity this was. And I'm just massively proud of myself.
Yeah, man. So what's going on now? Tell us what's in store. What are we doing currently? What's in the future?
Yeah, I got a lot coming up. So I have 5 70.3 half Ironmans coming up this season. So starting April is my first. I got Oceanside, California. Then I got St. George, Utah after that. I go to Cambridge, Maryland for Eagleman 70.3. Go to Muncie, Indiana in July for 70.3. I told my fiance that I'm taking August and September off. I'm getting married in August.
Nice.
So, yeah, we're, again, I'm just in this beautiful season right now that I'm in love with. So, yeah, August and September off for wedding and honeymoon. And then October is a nuts month. I'm doing a run and bike across Ohio, it's called the Ohio to Erie Trail. It's 326 miles. So it's a trail that connects Cincinnati to Cleveland. So I'm doing a run bike. I'm doing back-to-back marathons, and then I'm riding the rest of the distance.
Wow.
I'm doing that as a mental health initiative and also create awareness on why prosthetics, recreationally specific prosthetics such as running blades should be covered by insurance companies as a form of medical necessity. So I'm working with state legislation right now to introduce a bill to create accessibility to prosthetics for amputees.
Oh, wow.
So then after I do that, I'm headed to China. I am racing and speaking in China, which is a really cool, unique opportunity. I was contacted by some event organizers that are interested in having me out there and being a source of motivation and inspiration. They're trying to be intentional about growing their triathlon community. So with that, I'm speaking and then racing at the event.
Nice.
November, I am doing the Great World Race, which is insane. That's the 7 marathons on 7 continents in 7 days. Dude,
amazing.
That alone, man, like that's
amazing. Let's talk about that a little bit.
Oh, dude, I'm still trying to digest that. But yeah.
7 marathons, 7 continents in 7 days.
Yeah. So my goal is to be the first amputee to finish it.
Wow. That exhausts me thinking about it. I know we talked about it in Norway. Tamitha doing that as well, right? Is that the plan still? Or
I don't think that she's going to be able to do this. Her son's getting married the same month. So I think, yeah.
Everybody's getting married.
Everybody's getting married, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Makes me feel like a loser.
Not at all.
Now, how does that work as far as doing that race? Like financially, you get sponsors for that, that's got to be incredibly expensive.
It's incredibly expensive. Yeah, it's $50,000 just for me to get to the start line. So I am trying to get sponsorships for that. I'm trying to do public and motivational speaking for that as well.
Nice.
Trying to do anything I can. It's a very, very, very expensive race. But yeah, the $50,000 pays for everything. It pays for a jet to get us into all different areas, and then all the legal stuff.
Wow.
And then a team of doctors and all that stuff.
So you run the marathon in this country, go straight to the jet.
Yep.
Sleep on the jet, go to the next one.
Yep.
Run a marathon.
Yeah.
Wow.
Starts in Antarctica.
Oh man, that's awesome.
We all meet in South Africa, and then we take the plane over to Antarctica, and then we start from there, and then from there we go to Asia and work our way back west.
Wow, that's amazing. That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
And then China, let's go back to that one. This is going to be what is this race in China?
It's a 70.3, so it's a half Ironman.
Okay. And is this their first one in China?
No, they've had a couple of them to my knowledge. I don't know how many that they've had. But yeah, they're just trying to work on being intentional with growing their triathlon community.
That's cool. What part of China is that in? Beijing?
I can't remember the province that it's in, but I'm going to be flying into Shanghai.
Oh, cool.
And then from there, it's like a 45-minute train ride.
Amazing. That's so cool.
Yeah. So yeah, I go from China to the Great World Race, and then I finish my season in Patagonia, Chile.
Amazing.
Yeah, for Patagonia, man.
And then tell us about that in Chile.
So my big goal is to get back to Norseman. I want to do Norseman again. I need redemption on Norseman.
Yeah.
It was too beautiful to leave that story untold. So part of the way that you can get back to Norseman is by racing in some of the other series that event organizer hosts. And then each, depending on how well you do in those races, you can earn points. And those points can add up to having you be able to apply to get back into Norseman.
Got it.
So Patagonia, it's called Patagonia Man in Patagonia, Chile. Apparently it's one of the hardest races that I'll ever have to get to in terms of just travel and logistics. It's supposed to be incredibly challenging. It's probably like the 3rd or 4th hardest triathlon in the world. The swim is supposed to be colder than Norway. So I think that's typically somewhere around like a 50-degree swim. And then, 2.4 mile swim, 112 miles on the bike, and then a full marathon run. The bike is supposed to not be as challenging as Norway, but the run is supposed to be pretty challenging.
Wow, that sounds awesome.
Yeah.
And November 17th, no chances to get you to come run the Arizona Ironman with me.
Oh man. I don't think that, unfortunately, that would happen just because of the Great World Race.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, dude, I would love to do a race with you.
I got Norma's committed. She's doing it. And I'm trying to get some of the other team members to come do it. Should be fun.
Absolutely. Yeah. 2026. Well, hopefully, I mean, this isn't going to just be a one and done for you, right?
Probably.
Okay.
I don't know. I think this is just I committed to it, so I'm going to do it. I was supposed to run it last year. I got injured, and that just kind of I've been dealing with that. But yeah, now I'm healed up. I'm good. I just started kind of, I've been on a journey. I think it'll be a one and done. I don't know. They say once you do them,
yeah,
you get a little addicted. We'll see.
Yeah.
But I'm not in that mode yet. The way my knees feel in my back, it'll be one and done.
Yeah, well,
but I'll come support you on yours.
Yeah,
cheer you on.
Yeah, I've been following you on your journey. It looks like you're doing an incredible job. The great thing about this, it's triathlon, endurance sports. It spins out of control pretty quickly.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So you get that bug,
and
then
the bug.
Before you know it, you're getting a new bike and you're signing up for races and. Yeah,
right.
See where your journey takes you. But.
Yeah, maybe. Hey, I don't close the door to it. Hopefully, I do get super inspired into it. I mean, I feel like it's not a bad addiction to have, right? Is traveling the world and running races and staying fit, and you could have a lot other bad habits.
Absolutely, yeah. And for me, I love endurance sports because I feel like it's a really safe and great place to put my trauma. It's been a beautiful place for me to be able to revisit and deal with and be able to really have that therapy that I need. And it just, again, such a safe place to put everything that I went through.
Yeah. No, I love that. I love that, man. Listen, I'm going to continue any way I could support or help. I'm in, man. It's awesome watching what you do and keep putting the content out there. It's needed. It's stuff that we need to see and we need to. It makes a difference. It helps. Yeah. So even if you feel like, you're not. I don't know if you ever feel like I'm not inspiring. You are inspiring people, and it's definitely it's effective.
I appreciate that. Yeah, the content stuff's something that I'm trying to work on. So you guys inspire me a lot with that. So it's definitely a give and take on that. Yeah.
But hopefully we got some content we're going to be putting out on you soon. So, who knows? Maybe they'll send me to China. I'm throwing that out there. If you guys want to send me to China, we'll document there, and Chile.
Yeah.
Chile and China.
There you go.
And if you want to send me on the 7 continents, I'm definitely, let's get the company. If you're behind that, I'll be on Dave's team. You need the support team.
Yeah, you got access to the company credit card, right?
Not yet.
That's right.
They're too smart for that. I'll come up with all kinds of cool things. I'm getting this. This is important content in Brazil.
Calling Paul Swipey.
No, it's a great company, man. I love that they support people who come on the show like you, and I love that they've been so supportive, and I come to them. I know Norma had brought you to our attention, and it's been such an awesome journey, and we have some cool stuff we're putting together. We're going to get out there about David Whelan, and hopefully that's content that will help you, that we could share with you and get that out to the world.
Yeah. I think that there's definitely a lot of cool stuff in the works that we're still going to be doing. I'm obviously here to speak with you guys at the National Core event tomorrow. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So I mean, my goal, I hope it's reciprocal. I want to grow with you guys. So
absolutely.
Try and see how we could spread the like message. So
you should never stress about the problems you be facing. Everybody in the mud on the struggle trying to make it. Look into the mirror and you see the motivation. Then you step into the world and you find your inspiration. I'm finding inspiration, and once I get a hold of it, I'll never get complacent. Look into the mirror and you see the motivation. Then you step into the world and you find your inspiration.